Hello, Green Shirt Modeler here. In today's video, I will share with you some sprue shots of the Hasegawa and Arma Hobby KI-84 kits that I'm going to use in this batch build. I'll also cement some of the cockpit bits together in prep for closing up those fuselages and getting some paint on the outside. Let's move over to the bench and let's take a look at some of the sprues, and then we'll start sticking parts together. Now that I have everything in one box and I can start working from these parts, I guess I just need to start by pulling out the parts I need. So let's see. First things first. And almost ready for paint. No, I need to world's best use of business cards. Painting model parts. There's one set. Now, move these over, pull out the instructions for the other one, and glue two parts together. You're going to see why I like these Hasegawa kits. And I plan to paint these as well. All right, and now I can paint those mañana because it's time to go to bed. All right, I'll paint those. While I'm at it, I'll paint the insides so that everything's ready. And then all the other bits that would go in the cockpit are going to end up being black. Just little trim bits when I trim some of that stuff up. All right. So I painted the interior green, and I used um, this color, which is XF71, and it's really that color, even though the jar lid is a light green, but it's a really good color for interiors of Japanese aircraft, especially Nakajima built. Um, so obviously the dark ones are the Hasegawa kit. These are the Arma Hobby kit. And uh, the green came out real well. But next I'm going to paint the details. Interestingly enough, they don't none of the instructions I have show the control stick to be black at the top. They're just overall green. Cool. You know, it is what it is, and I'm not upset by that. All right, so I decided to um, go ahead and use the photo etch. And the reason why is because they provide a decal to go over the photo etch, although it's a different color than these, and of course it's a green, which I've read there were variations. Some lap belts could be leather, some could be a green cloth or a light khaki cloth. And there's enough variation that I decided that I would go ahead and do and just leave it. I'm not gonna paint these just for the sake of making them all exactly the same. So at any rate, Cockpit's finished. All right, I'm calling the cockpits finished, and let me move this just a hair. And probably not able to see it, but the Arma Hobby cockpit has an amazing amount of detail. At the end of the day, I decided not to use the decals that go over the seat belts because I couldn't get them to go over the seat belts. So I just said to heck with it, and I painted the seat belts, which I don't like doing because it's photo etch. But I was able to make it work. And then I put a little bit of a black wash on it, and then dry brushed it with some white just to highlight everything. And I did the same thing with the sidewalls. And how well it looks is, again, I suspect that most of this I'm not going to be able to see. Of course, with the Hasegawa kit, there is no sidewall detail. For the Hasegawa, the decals barely survived putting them on the instrument panel. It'll be good enough. Again, under the overly thick canopies, it's probably not going to be visible anyway, so it won't matter. And just the seat belts with a little bit of wash and highlight, and that's it. Obviously one could use this kit as a basis for adding a bunch of detail here, same with adding it on the sidewalls, but I don't feel like doing that because a batch build for me is more about paint schemes than it is about ultimate details. Well, both sets of cockpits were quite easy to get together. The Arma Hobby cockpits have an amazing amount of detail, and I hope with the canopy open, it'll be visible. Next time we see the cockpits, they'll be closed up and inside the fuselage. Next video, I'll focus on the engines, and I'll have to decide whether or not I want to add that wiring harness that's in photo etch. I've never done that, so there's a part of me wants to try it, but there's also a part of me just doesn't want to mess with it and just move right on. At any rate, until then, thanks for watching.